Hello, everyone, and welcome to Kick It to Scoops. I'm your host, Cooper Gretsch, the sole admin of AFL information, trade rumours, and results on a special Wednesday night edition of Kick It to Scoops. As you would be well aware, the football was on Monday and Tuesday, hence why the Wednesday night special edition of Kick It to Scoops will be back in the normal time slot on Monday at 7 p.m. next week. But we've got a big show lined up for you guys and girls today. We've got the world-famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang, and there'll be a few things I'll be banging on about, including the atrocious umpiring throughout the whole round, and in particular the Saints-Carlton clash. And the Chris Scott comments post-match against the Swans when he was asked about Robbie Fox incident with Mitch Duncan. He always downplayed it and, tried to persuade the AFL's decision, and, well, it worked, but it shouldn't work. And Nathan Buckley agrees with me, and I'll be getting on to that in Scoops Goes Bang, and John Longmire's thoughts on the situation on Monday when he was interviewed at the training ground at the Swans, after a few days after the game. But the team of the week, Supercoach talk, not the greatest round again. I'll be going through that. What changes will I or won't I make? Scoops medal, I'll review the rounds that's gone and upcoming. Scoops medal, team of the week. Supercoach talk, reviewing the previous rounds. It's got an upcoming, and some thoughts. General footy goss, and we'll go through the rounds coming up. Well, first off, we started with this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Merch is still in the works. What do you guys think? Do you want the merch back? If there's enough want for the merch, I'll bring it back of the items that I originally had. If you guys want to comment down below if you want it. Subscribe to the channel too, guys, if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. We're over 2,080 subs already. We'd love to get to 3,000 by the end of the year, or end of the footy season, or end of the trade period would be even greater, or draft period. Please leave a like on this video. I want 20 likes for this video. That's what we want to aim for, 20 likes. Greatly appreciate it if you could smash that like button, turn on the bell for all notifications. And yeah, anyway, enough of all that. It is time. Oh, by the way, by the way, Scoops. What about your Saints? Yes, the Saints. 5 wins, 1 loss. Sticking on top of the ladder. The Saints are on top of the world right now. Oh, I can put the Kick Scoops logo there. Just keep Scoopsy full. Yes, you say the ladder, Scoops. The Saints are on top. There you go. You can see it right there. St Kilda are on top. Equal first with the Pies, 142% the Saints have. Red Collingwood's 119. Got the Bombers and Demons in 3rd and 4th place. Then you got the Crows in 5th, the Lions in 6th, the Power in 7th, all on 16 points. From Melbourne in 3rd, all the way to Port in 7th, are all percentage apart. In 8th place are the Blues on 14 points with that draw they had in round 1 against Richmond. In 9th place, Geelong, followed by Sydney and the Bulldogs. Then on 8 points, we have the Giants and the Dockers and the Suns and the Roos. Then in 16th place, we have the Tigers on 6 points. And in equal last, 17th for the Eagles in 1 win and 4 points. And the Hawks in last place at the moment with 4 points as well. Percentage is what's keeping the Eagles above the Hawks. Looks like the Hawks at the moment will be getting young gun Harley Reid, who was well capable of playing earlier on. So, yes, I'm all up and about with the Saints 5-1. We're going to keep a lid on it, though. It's only round 6. Even if we're on top and it's around 23 or 24, I'll still be saying keep a lid on it. It's great start. Ross the Boss was the right move, and it was so damn sweet, which we'll get to that. And go check out my matchday vlog too, guys, if you haven't already. Saints v Blues is on the channel on Sunday night. I put it up. So go check it out. It's on some of the latest videos under the video tab. And check out the live streams too. I do pretty much every night. Greatly appreciate you can come on the stream. Would like to hop on the call with me, talk with me, or at least be amongst the chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And there's donations available too. So if you'd love to drop a dono, feel free to do so. Don't have to. The memberships are available as well. There's 2 former memberships: the Scoops Elite Pack and the premium pack as well. So go hop on board. Here they are, actually. Yeah, the Scoops Elite Pack. The $14.99 one a month. You get the previous purchase of level 1, which is You get to prioritize access on Instagram. You receive my team in the week before the public. You can connect through social media with me through Instagram, AFL Info Live, and you have priority access to joining my YouTube live streams. And then you get all that with this elite club. And additionally to that, once a month, you get a personalized video message from myself and a one-on-one audio call via Instagram. But enough of all that. It's time. It is time. Oh, it's time for the world famous segment, Scoops Goes. Why am I stalling here? Goes. Haven't heard that sound effect, or was it somewhere around? No. Well, only for you to find out. Umpires. The umpiring is absolutely crap lately. It's frustrating. Now people say, oh, look, you got 15 more frees. Now, granted, it doesn't always mean that it's right or wrong. Sometimes it's fair because sometimes teams give away silly free kicks. But in the Saints-Carlton clash, there was at one point, I think Carlton had maybe, I think it was 14-5 frees. It might have been 17-6 or something. It was utterly ridiculous. I mean, again, you could say, oh, Carlton's three of their first five goals were from free kicks. And there was a bunch more that they had score involvements that related to scores, and not just goals, but points as well. A lot of their frees related in scores. And now if they're there, but they're not. They weren't. I counted them. It was three of their first five goals were not free kick worthy. McKerno and Mackay, two great forwards. It's proven. But free kicks they were getting, amongst others, in that game was ridiculous. The later games as well. The umpiring was a joke on Sunday. And then the game on Saturday night. Not Geelong game, sorry. The early game, the Hawks. Not the Hawks and Crows. What am I talking? Come on, Scoops. Lift your game. Oh, I will. The Bulldogs game, but, you know, do I have to say it every time? The Port Adelaide Eagles game, the umpiring was crap. But it's a joke. We're sick of these umpires not learning the rules properly. Now, the rules may be annoying, but you know what the rules are, so how about you actually follow them properly? It's so frustrating. Now, you're wondering, oh, why are you whinging about the umpiring again? I don't want to bring it up every week, but if it's crap, I will call it out for what it is. Crap. I ain't going to sugarcoat anything. If I don't think it's good, I'm not going to go, yeah, it wasn't the best. No, if I think it's shit, I will say it was shit. It's just a general message. The umpiring have to lift their game. The MRO. Oh, Michael Christian, I'm going to add him to the late addition to this. Really? You give Caminiti 3? Then here's the catch with these sling tackles. The players know the rules, unfortunately, that if you sling, whether they're concussed or not, you're going to get a week. We've understood that, okay? So when Merritt got a week, fair enough, right? Merritt got a week, fair enough. Then Tay Adams got a week, fair enough. Gary Rowan got 1 week, fair enough. But why did 2 weeks ago Will Day get 2 weeks? Why? Tom Green got a week. Why did Will Day get 2 weeks for the same thing that all those players I just listed off did? It's just ridiculous. How did Rowan get 1 and Day got 2? And then you've seen Dangerfield get let off against West Coast, against Jimby when he booted him in the face. Was it on purpose? No, probably not. But regardless of the fact, that was Toby Green. He gets crucified. Dangerfield, you don't hear a freaking word out of anybody. And then we go to the weekend's answer and segue into the next Scoops Bang thing. Mitch Duncan. Like Mitch Duncan. I've met Mitch Duncan. He's a great person. I like Mitch Duncan. But it's not the point of Mitch Duncan. It's not what he did, or it's the incident he was involved in, but it's not his fault how the tribunal grades it and that Chris Scott is playing his, we play for Geelong card. Like, seriously. Now, people came out to me the last 5 days or so saying, oh, look at the most suspensions that the clubs have had over the last 10 years or so. I don't care. You want to find stats. Come find the stat for me where there's been suspensions that should have been suspensions and the individuals in those clubs get let off. Geelong would be at the top of that list. Dangerfield protected. Selwood was protected. Cameron is protected. The whole Geelong team is protected. Now, you can say, yeah, Rowan got a week, though. Well, when there's something so blatantly obvious, they have to get something. But the majority of the time, they get let off. The big clubs, who the AFL like, and the individual players that they love, get a different type of treatment. Now, people had to go on me for Caminiti's thing. Go, oh, well, Scoops, he got concussed Murphy. And I said, well, he ducked into it. And then you're at me going, well, it doesn't matter if he ducked at it. It's bad luck. Wow, Robbie Fox got concussed, whether it was delayed concussion or concussion. He got it from that incident with Duncan, right? So why has Duncan got let off? That's right, because Chris Scott is playing his card. We play for Geelong, and he's persuading the MRO's decision, the AFL's decision here. It's just ridiculous. And I mean, Nathan Buckley agrees with me. And this is what Nathan Buckley's on fire lately. And I'm glad someone in that position is saying what he truly thinks. And unlike others who just suck up and don't say anything or play the nice card to the AFL because they don't want to ruffle feathers. This is what John. So Bucks basically said what I said, that the umpiring, the match review officer decision was influenced by by Chris Scott. This is what I wrote on Facebook on Monday. Nathan Buckley says Geelong coach Chris Scott has made his presence known as to why Mitch Duncan got let off despite Robbie Fox getting concussion and influenced the AFL's decision. Swans coach John Longmire also wasn't happy Mitch Duncan got let off scot-free, if you'll pardon the pun. And I agree with Bucks and Longmire. I'm going to get to what Longmire said in a second, but in terms of the Bucks thing, there's clearly one reason Duncan got off, and it's the same reason Dangerfield got let off. It's because he plays for Geelong. And do not tell me otherwise. I just gave you examples there. And it's absolutely ridiculous. 99% of the time, a Geelong player gets a free ride, and it's been happening for far too long. And like I said last week, enough is enough of the AFL having a set of rules for one and different for the rest. Treat everyone equally. Is that so hard, Gil, and the AFL? Michael Christian, is it so hard? This is what John Longmire had to say in regards to Mitch Duncan not being bad for the collision with Robbie Fox. He says, we lost Franklin after round one under circumstances. We lost Buddy Franklin after round one under circumstances in which we thought he was trying to protect himself and he was suspended. We just like a little bit of consistency. So even Horse, Johnny Longmire is agreeing with the inconsistencies. And I'm sure he wants to say more. Now, Buddy, granted, has been let off from time to time. It's the plays the big game card. But Horse is right. Bucks is right. This favoritism with certain players and clubs needs to stop. It's funny how people say, oh, you're just saying it because you're biased against Geelong. Well, Bucks has said it. Johnny Longmire has said it. Now you can say, oh, John Longmire's coach. Well, Bucks has nothing to do with Geelong or Sydney. I've got nothing to do with Geelong or Sydney. So if you want to say Horse's opinion's biased, can't say mine is. Can't say Bucks is. And I'm sure there's other people that I haven't seen that have said the same thing or something very similar. It's ridiculous. Geelong players get a free pass, free ride, the whole shebang. It is bullshit. Richmond players get the same. It needs to be stopped. And we're not going to stop saying all this until something is changed. So to the AFL, Michael Christian in particular, and the people that make up all the rules, lift your game. It's pathetic. Lift your game. Hope you guys enjoyed that edition of the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Now it's time to go through my round 6 AFL team of the week. From the back line, the pockets, Luke Ryan and Nick Haynes. Full back, Tom Barrass. Flankers on the half-back line, Nick Dacos and Jack Sinclair. Centre half-back, James Sicily. The wingmen, Steele Sidebottom and Josh Kelly. The centremen, Stephen Cornelio. The half-forward line, flankers, Jeremy Finlayson and Tex Walker. Centre half-forward, Jeremy Cameron. The forward pockets, Dan Butler and Charlie Cameron. Full forward, all hail the king, Ben King. Ruckman, Bailey Williams. Rovers, Connor Rosey and Jordan DeGoey. Interchange, Tim Kelly, Brent Daniels, Adam Trelaw. And, oh boy, I beg your pardon. You can take... What the... Oh, beg your pardon. That isn't... Okay. Now you're probably saying, where is he? Where's who I think you missed? He's... okay, hang on a second. I don't know why. I had that on there and it just... I beg your pardon. I was going to say, well, one player short there. All right, just bear with me, guys. Just got to change the graphic here. I don't know why in the world that's... Yeah, the reason I'm not just saying who it is because I know you people are just going to say, I can't... I see it, but I don't believe it type thing. You'll know what I mean in a second. So we got on the bench, Tim Kelly, Brent Daniels, Adam Trelaw. The sub is Caleb Sarong, and the fourth person on the bench is Bontempelli, Marcus Bontempelli. And as I said, the sub is Caleb Sarong. The emergencies, Tom Hawkins, Jai Kelly, Fergus Green, and Adam Chera. Reasons. Okay, we'll start off with the back line. Luke Reinhardt, despite them having a loss, 30 disposals in the 90% efficiencies, is a decent kick, about 600 metres games. Had to be in there. And there wasn't many strong backmen outside of the few flankers. Tom Barrass, again, the Eagles, Finlayson kicked 5. He also played on a few other places as well. So, but he had like 11 intercept marks, 7 of those contested, like 11 1%ers. It's just, those are stats that you just have to be in for. You just have to be. Nick Haynes, 27 disposals at like 90%. So getting back to his best career form is Nick Haynes. Hopefully a good season. Could be a super coach watch if he keeps that up. Flankers, what do you say? Nick Dacos, 2 and 40. BOG in the Anzac Day game. Jack Sinclair, probably best on ground in the Saints game as well. James Sicily in a close loss in Tassie was pretty good with 27 odd disposals. Steele Sidebottom, a goal in 31, was influential throughout the whole game in the Anzac Day game. Kicked a goal late in the quarter. Steele was up and about, as he should be. Great veteran player, still is Steele Sidebottom. With his sideways movement and the way he moves that bottoms from side to side. He just does it well and executes to perfection to Steele Sidebottom. Josh Kelly, 41, a goal. Great. BOG pretty much in that game despite the loss. So great game from Josh Kelly. And Stephen Cornelio, 38 disposals. Again, hard to ignore. Very influential. Big Supercoach scores. Score involvements, clearances, the whole shebang. The half-forward line, Jeremy Finlayson kicked 5 and is about 16 disposals obvious. Jeremy Cameron kicked 5 and about 16 disposals obvious. Tex kicked 4 and 20. No, not 4 and 20 pie, but 4 and 20 disposals. I think it might have been 21 disposals, you know what I mean. Dan Butler. BT's, mate. One of my favourites is Dan Butler. 3 goals, 2, 16 disposals. One of the best on the ground in the Saints. Important win over the Blues. Ben kicked 5 in a big win over the Roos. Charlie Cameron kicked 7 in a BOG type performance game against the Giants in Canberra. Bailey Williams, I mean, it's been a rough ride for Bailey Williams, been having to shoulder the load in the Eagles' ruck. He's been getting smashed after smashed by his opponents. But this week, he gave his opponent a smashing. Finally, he's been smashed the last 5 weeks since it's round 6. To be fair, it's good to see for him. He hasn't lost his confidence because I think 3 of the other 5 rounds, the Eagles ruckman, who he was on, have been in the team of the week. So it's good for him to get recognised. He had about 27 disposals, Bailey Williams. Like 27 hitouts, like 18 contested possessions, 11 clearances. I mean, he just had to be in. He had the wood over Brian Teakle. He had okay numbers himself, but Bailey Williams had a huge impact for the Eagles in them not getting blown up by 50-odd plus points. Tim Kelly was pretty good as well with Andrew Gaff. Connor Rosie, BOG in that game, 2 goals, 29-odd disposals, good efficiency was in. Jordan DeGoey, I probably would have had him best on ground until the last quarter when Nick Day got kicked 2 and had about 8 disposals in the last. Tim Kelly, just mentioned him, deserved to spot the team. Brent Daniels, he had 34 disposals. Kelly, good efficiency in clearances. Brent Daniels, 4 goals, 1 and 20 disposals. He was awesome for the Giants in another loss, though. Another close loss, though, for the Giants. Adam Treloar was, well, I'm not going to give it away. Him and the man next to him, Bontempelli, were the 2 best players on the ground in that game, so they had to be in the team. Not because they were the best team in their game. No, that's not why. Because in the midfield ranks, overall in the round, they had to be in there, especially when there wasn't many other big contributors. And Caleb Sarong, in the loss for the Dockers, was their best player and the next best mid option, who I've gone with as the sub. Now, and Tom Morgan's kicked 5. I know, I understand that. Low possessions. A lot of those goals when the game was dead and buried. So that's why he's not in. Jide Cully kicked 4 and great performance. And he's just got the Rising Star nomination too as of this recording. So well done to Jide Cully from the Eagles. Well deserved for this round, mate. I thought Ryan Angwin from the Giants, young draft, he got 24 disposals, like 5 inside 50s, 5 score involvements. I thought he could have got the role. Pretty stiff as Ryan Angwin. Jacob Van Rooyen had a solid last quarter, but Jide Cully, fair enough. Great decision, I suppose, in the end. My man Green, he kicked 3, had a big impact in keeping the Hawks against the Crows alive. And Adam Chera was Carlton's best player against the Saints. Leave your thoughts down below. My round 6 AFL team of the week. Now, we're going to review round 6. It was an interesting round all the way back to Friday night at Optus Stadium. It's the Dockers hosting the Bulldogs. Fremantle 69, Western Bulldogs 118, Bulldogs 49. Freo had the chances. Rory Lobb against the old side. The Lobster Tears drink was up and about. But the Lob and the Lob and the Bulldogs had the last laugh. A 49-point victory. Bontempelli and Treloar were their best 2 players. When the Dockers said Sarong was their best player. You can't do much wrong against Sarong. Saturday games, Adelaide 109 smashed the Eagles 69, 40 points. 2 sides of scoring 69. That's just a coincidence, isn't it? The 2 per side scoring 69. Good God. They almost saw the same margin too. Wouldn't that be a weird coincidence that they matched together? Interesting. They don't like each other either. Did they swipe right on each other? Did they? You get that reference? The power of, I don't know why I said that. Rosie was great. Kelly and Gaff and Bailey Williams were the Dockers, Eagles' best player. Finn Lanes and King 5 was a ripper dipper. Horn Francis quiet again. Come on, Kane. Got to stop talking about him. GWS 87. Close loss against the Lions, 108. Charlie Cameron kicked 7 in a dominant display. Nick Haynes, Josh Kelly, Steve Cornelio were the best players for the Giants. Geelong, the grand final replay, but it was their first game of the season over GMHBA. Geelong won 30, smashed the Swans 37. Geelong by 93 points. Got to admit, it was impressive, but the Swans did not have a back line at all. When you got Callum Mills playing on Hawkins and Robbie Fox on Cameron before he was concussed, I mean, they had a young Matt Roberts go off in the halftime, just before halftime, so didn't go right at all for the Swans. And then the Swans, I know this is not AFL, but their VFL side lost to Northern Bullants, who haven't won a game all season and hardly won a game last year, maybe one or 2. So 2 bad days in a row for the Swans, AFL and VFL sides. Now we're talking about the real good games. I thought before Sunday's games, the rest of the games were shit. Freo Bulldogs was shit. Port West Coast was no good. GWS Brisbane was okay, but nothing amazing. The Geelong Sydney game was an absolute snooze fest after quarter time. From quarter time, really. But this is where the good games came. Or the first 2 games on Sunday did anyway. The Hawks 76, defeated by the Crows 79, Alba by 3 points. For Crows fan, I would say just take the win and run. Wasn't a great 4-quarter performance or anything like that. The Hawks were pretty good. Fergus Green kicked 3. Jordan Dawson was well held. James Warple had some solid form. Max Lynch had another concussion, so we wish Max Lynch all the best in his recovery. I think it's his 7th concussion. Did not know that, seen that yesterday. So I wish Maxie Lynch all the best, mate. He's a pretty underrated ruckman, if you ask me. He came in at the expense of Lloyd Meek, who'll probably get back in now next week. but I don't think Meekie should have been out at all. It might have been Ren Reeves for me. But, yeah, Sicily, great. Will Day will be back this week for the Hawks, who I will mention again shortly. You wonder what? That's a teaser. Seamus Mitchell, young player in his second game, had another solid outing. He had 20-odd possessions in his first game. This game was pretty solid as well. And Laird was pretty good for my captain in Supercoach 126. Thank you, Lairdy. Oh, here we go. Carlton 60 and St Kilda 82. St Kilda by 22. We're keeping a lid on it. 5-1 on top of the ladder. We're on top of the world right now. It's just great to see. All the trolls are very quiet. And even if we end up dropping, they will not even mention the start. You've got to give us credit. All these injuries we've had, starting at plays back now. Billings and young draft Isaac Keeler played in the twos this week after coming from long-term injuries. We've just had Steely come back. We're going to have Webster back soon. Going to have Jack Hayes still about 10 weeks away. Max King about 4 weeks away. The cavalry is starting to come back finally. Been losing players along the way. But finally are starting to get the names back. We had about 15 players out from round one. Then you get Caminiti thrown into the mix, and you had Vital for a week. Then you've had Webster a couple of times. You've had a few other guys, Winhager. So it's great to see the Saints marching on. So good. It's funny, people wanted to say that St Kilda's wins before this week was not good. So I'm sorry. Carlton is a great win for starters, but I'm going to get to that in a second. Western Bulldogs played finals last year. Fremantle played finals last year. And it's the way we played. People are pumping up Essendon this year, so therefore that's a good win too. Gold Coast are around the 8 mix, so that's a good win too. Like, I just don't understand the hate. With all these players out, we probably weren't expected to win many of them. Maybe the Gold Coast game, maybe pinch one of the other games, you know. But look where we are. We're 5-1 with all these injuries, starting to get players back, losing players while getting some back. It's just, and Ross is the great move. I love Ross, the boss. I made that campaign that Radden had to be out. Even when they re-signed him, I still said they had to get rid of him. They did it. They may have done it awkwardly, but they did it finally. They had the balls to make the right move. Jeff Walsh did that, then left. But that's fine. He did the right thing. Got Ross in. Now look how we've gone. So far in our 150th year, it is looking absolutely good. Now, Carlton players, Chera, Akers, Cripps, etc., got high numbers. But outside of Chera, the rest of them did absolutely nothing with it. I mean, they were pretty mediocre, if you ask me. If you look at their heat map, I think it was for their team. I think it was basically, I don't know the exact number, it was around 80% of their possessions were in the defensive half. So that's from the centre square to the back line. That's pretty bad. Now, I don't know what the average of per round would be, but it definitely would not be that. The Saints' defence was great. Carlton couldn't get it in there. The pressure from the Saints forwards, Higgins, Butler, Owens, Filippo, Cordy, and co. And Membry, Timmy Membry was back. Great to see. Another one of those guys that said it was injured coming back. Tim Membry was good in his first game back. Loved the game of Sinks. Cal Wilkie was well held by Silvani. Silvani doesn't get the credit he deserves, really. Carlton fans on at the game, they're just shitting all over him because he missed an easy goal, fair enough. But, like, the shit going, I hear the people before that even, he's no good, should be dropped in the twos. He is playing a key role. You're better off for your structure having him as your third tall and backup ruckman than you are having De Koning in the team. Now, not saying De Koning's not good or nothing like that, because we might be getting him at this point. So, covering that line. But, yeah, I think he needs to get more credit than he deserves, Jack Silvani. Did a good job on Cal Wilkie, who's been in all Australian form. He's been the best defender in the comp by far to Cal Wilkie this year. And Jack Silvani won the battle against Cal Wilkie, which not many people can say they have. But that's the thing. Give him some credit, Carlton fans. Disrespect is too much. For someone who's better than half your team, he's in your best 22. If I was selecting Carlton's 22, he'd be in it without hesitation. He's your third tall forward behind McKerno and Mackay. Curnow and Mackay. McKerno. Where do I get that from? Mackay and Curnow. Then it's Silvani. I've been more worried about your small forwards. Owies, who? Durden, no good. Honey, no good. And I'm not talking about the food Honey. I'm talking about Josh Honey. They're not good options. They need to recruit a small forward and not these fringe type players, small forwards. Like Cozzy Pickett, John Ralph reckons going to sign a 4-year extension with the D's. Good for them. But those type of forwards, they need small forwards. They don't need these fringe players. Because that's what O'Brien. Why is another thing, Carlton fans? Why is Paddy Dow not getting a game? Now you could say, oh, he's had a few chances. He hasn't had much chances, unlike those guys I just said there. Always is okay. The other two are not. Then you got, players like Plowman and O'Brien getting games. There's a few others there. I think Lockie Cowan needs a spell in the twos for Adam Sutter if he comes back this week. And the ruckman. Pinternet is not an AFL standard ruckman. I'm sorry, he's not. And De Koning is not a ruckman. He's a forward. But then that's probably too tall and fallen with those three that I just said. So he doesn't really fit in the team. There's a lot of problems at Carlton that need to be fixed in terms of their selection. They get that right, they'll be back into the finals mix. I think they can still make finals. I think they will probably make finals. But we'll have to wait and see. The Suns in Todd Goldstein's 300th game. Congratulations again, Gold in her 300th game. Had a pretty solid game against my man Witchy. Thank God he was back for my Supercoach. Suns had a big win, 97-54. Suns were 43. Great win for the Suns. Benny King kicking 5. Noah Anderson had a pretty good game. Lockie Weller. My mate Will Powell had a solid game as well. And Todd Goldstein was one of the Roos' best players. There wasn't many to, talk about that were any good at all for the Roos. So we'll move on. This Monday night clash, Anzac Day Eve clash. Melbourne 96 defeated the Tigers 78. Melbourne by 18 points. Richmond's season, I'm calling you right now, is absolutely gone. Not Max gone. Their season is gone. No, when you got... Now, I'm not talking about Tom Lynch. Tom Lynch is clearly Richmond's best forward. But if Noah Cumberland is your best player, next best forward, I like Noah Cumberland. He's completely underrated. He's one of Richmond's most underrated players. It's Noah Cumberland. If your forward line has him as your second best forward right now, and pretty much really their best without Tom Lynch, Dustin Martin's not doing anything anymore. Nothing substantial. He's just trotting along, flowing along with the motion. I can't even get the phrase right. Going through the motions he is. That's better, Scoops. He's just going through the motions. Shai Bolton's dropped off in form this year since he got that big payday. And even then, they both played midfield a bit. Cochin's done. Rewalt's done. Now, you're probably saying, why are you not mentioning Jack Rewalt? Are you serious? Again, like Martin, was good, not anymore. Yes, I know he kicked 4. Not saying he can't have a good game. He can. Still good enough to do so. But, yeah, that's what I think. Melbourne, Petrarca, Viney, Oliver, Gawn, some of Melbourne's better players. Kate Chandler kicked 3. Van Rooyen kicked 2 in the last quarter. And he was going to get subbed off, Simon Goodwin said. But they stuck with him. And thank God for my Supercoach. They did stick with him. And he did actually decide to turn up in the last quarter. He had a good game. In the last quarter, he kicked 2 in about 5 marks. Or 5 possessions and 2 contested marks. Then the Anzac Day game, you had the Bombers and the Pies. Collingwood 90 defeated the Bombers 77. Collingwood by 13. They were down by 28 at 3/4 time, the Bombers. They were up by 28, the Bombers, at 3/4 time. The Collingwood and Craig McRae's teams never say die attitude. It worked. DeGoey and Dacos. Dacos, 2 goals in the last quarter of 8 disposals. DeGoey, 90 possessions and some clearances. It just beats made for the Pies. Josh Dacos, great. Still side bottom, great. Yeah, it was just an all-round team effort. Ginnivan popped up late. Jamie Elliott, the same. Great win for the Pies, but the one concern I still have is they need a ruckman. They need Dan McStay back up forward to help Maya check. I don't know why that graphic came up, so apologies. Okay, now I'm going to go through I'm going to go through my Supercoach votes. Not Supercoach. I'm getting thrown off. I'm getting messages from people. All right, sorry. Let's go through my Scoops medal votes. I'm going to reenact it like the great Gillan McLaughlin. Round 6, Fremantle v Western Bulldogs. Fremantle, C. Sarong, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, A. Trelaw, 3 votes. Port Adelaide v West Coast. West Coast, B. Williams, 1 vote. Port Adelaide, C. Rosey, 2 votes. Port Adelaide, J. Finlayson, 3 votes. GWS v Brisbane. GWS, S. Canelio, 1 vote. GWS, J. Kelly, 2 votes. Brisbane, C. Cameron, 3 votes. Geelong v Sydney. Geelong, T. Hawkins, 1 vote. Geelong, J. Cameron, 2 votes. Geelong, P. Dangerfield, 3 votes. Hawthorn v Adelaide. Hawthorn, J. Newcomb, 1 vote. Adelaide, R. Laird, 2 votes. Adelaide, T. Walker, 3 votes. Carlton v St Kilda. Carlton, A. Chera, 1 vote. St Kilda, D. Butler, 2 votes. St Kilda, J. Sinclair, 3 votes. Gold Coast v North Melbourne. Gold Coast, N. Anderson, 1 vote. Gold Coast, L. Weller, 2 votes. Gold Coast, B. King, 3 votes. Melbourne v Richmond. Melbourne, J. Viney, 1 vote. Melbourne, K. Chandler, 2 votes. Richmond, T. Taranto, 3 votes. Collingwood v Essendon. Collingwood, S. Sidebottom, 1 vote. Collingwood, J. DeGoey, 2 votes. Collingwood, N. Dacos, 3 votes. The Scoops medal leaderboard after round 6 is as follows. In equal 3rd place on 10 votes, Jack Sinclair and Jeremy Cameron in equal 3rd place. In 2nd place on 12 votes, Clayton Oliver. And in 1st place on 14 votes, now 2 ahead, Nick Dacos. So that's the leaderboard after round 6, guys. In equal 3rd on 10 votes, Jack Sinclair and Jeremy Cameron. 2nd place on 12 votes, Clayton Oliver. And in 1st place on 14 votes, Nick Dacos. So there's the votes, the highest for each game. The Freo game, Trelaw got 3 votes. The Port Eagles game, Jeremy Finlayson got 3 votes. GWS Brisbane, Charlie Cameron got 3 votes. Geelong Sydney, Dangerfield got 3 votes. Hawthorn Adelaide, Tex Walker got 3 votes. St Kilda Carlton, Jack Sinclair got 3 votes. Gold Coast North, Ben King got 3 votes. Melbourne and Richmond, Richmond, Toronto was 3 votes. And Collingwood Essendon, Nick Dacos was 3 votes. Leave your thoughts down below of your votes and what your thoughts were of mine. So let's now go through that. Okay, my Supercoach talk. I scored 2,090 this week. Currently now in the top 25%. Yeah. Like, I really don't know. Like, I am speechless in a way. Like, I'm scoring okay, but just not great for my standard. It's the freaking premiums that are underperforming, and it's really pissing me off. Just like that line. But it's really annoying. Brayshaw's underperforming and getting robbed of points, mind you. You got Witts and Marshall not scoring the best some weeks. Well, Witts this week. You don't have to have Shees to score every week. You shouldn't expect him to score 100 every week. Getting 55 is still okay for a rookie. But, the Conor McKenna's, I know he's a rookie price, but he's just been average and mediocre. Jordan Dawson are brought in this week, scored 78 after scoring about 130 every game. Like, Sinclair's playing well every week, but getting robbed of points, going only 100 and 90s, 100s or 90s. Sicily, similar. Like, the fuck? Oliver, the same this week. Neil, 78. DeGoey's doing it some weeks. Ashcroft is doing it some weeks. Dunkley, some weeks, he's just getting low 100s or 90s. Zeeble, the same. Like, I'm going through the whole team of premiums that are doing nothing. But there's not many that I don't have. So, and then the rookies are going all right. So I just I think it's a balance of having too many rookies. So I'm trying to get rid of these players the quicker I can and make the money. Downgrade, downgrade, upgrade, upgrade, downgrade, downgrade, upgrade, downgrade, 2 downgrades and upgrade, 2 downgrades and option. I've used 2 boosts so far. These are the 2 trades I've made so far heading in to round 7. This player you got to get, guys, from the Hawks is now or never. It's Will Day, and he's now into my team with Seamus Mitchell, both in the defence for the 2 lines, Wilmot and McKenna. They're the 2 changes I made. Got about 60-odd thousand remaining. I plan to get rid of Lockie Cowan next week, potentially for Alex Sincotta from his Blues teammate, who scored 70-odd in the first game against the Saints. So he'd be one I wanted to have round 1. So I'll probably get Cowan for him. And it's funny because I think I picked Cowan instead of Sincotta when he didn't get picked. So that was just very coincidental. So yeah, from the back line, now I've got 5 premium defenders. So that's what I'm happy with. Dawson, Sinclair, Sicily, Dacos, Will Day. Seamus Mitchell's a pretty solid number 6, D6 as they call it for defence. D6. Bench Charlie Constable and Lockie Cowan. That will probably tune to Sincotta next week. I don't want to use another boost. With Sincotta, I can just wait. I could get Corey Wagner if I was so desperate just to use another boost, but my plan is to try and get rid of the rookies as early as I can. Because generally I like to save trades towards the end, and I still do want to. But like in terms of being a bit more conservative about trades, I go, no trades yet, or not as many. No, you gotta just get these trades done, get these rookies out. They made their money, stop stalling with them. Even for a week, like just get rid of them. Like McKenna, I was gonna go like, yeah, I'll keep him for another week. But then I'm like, well, who am I gonna get? And I looked at the people in the price range, and Will Day was really the only one. And he's got to break it. Well, he's got to break him where his score's going to end up going up about 40, 50K after this week. So I'm like, just get him now, Scoops. You got to get him now because you're not going to get anyone else good around that range that he's at after this round. So just got to get him now. And I said goodbye to McKenna. Like, you just can't stall with these guys. Just get rid of them. Filippo, Ashcroft, not scoring the best either. The defense, I'm pretty stable with that. I might get Sincotta just purely to make money off Cowan. Hopefully Constable can get one more game. Please, Shuey Jew, give him one more game. Took's out this week, unfortunately. Short to medium-term injuries. I wish Took all the best, by the way. Not great to see. He's someone who was going to have round 1. Oh, thank Christ. I don't know what the hell happened there. The screen was just spinning. Thank Christ. I was about to get so angry because I'm about 44 minutes into the video. That's a long time. So, yeah, that's the trades I've done, and just keep an eye out on there. There's the midfield bench, Noah Long, Alon David Jr., and Matt Johnson again. My next steps, and Witts and Marshall, the 4 line, Dunkley, Siebel, Sheasel, Chandler, and Roberts. Roberts is now on the bench, by the way, guys, for Fergus Green. So I'll have to, the 4 line probably needs a little bit of upgrading. The midfield is not the biggest priority, I would think, but then again, that's where you make your most money from. So do I get rid of Brayshaw? But then again, I was thinking of getting rid of him, but then who am I getting? I'm just doing sideways trades, unless they're making X amount of money. But even if I'm getting something from Brayshaw and they're going up in price and it's a primo, well, I'm not planning to really get rid of them. So it really matter if they're making money or not, if you're not going to get rid of them and they're scoring well. So, it's a tough one to think of. So wait and see there. And then, there's the 4 line if I didn't put the graphic up. Well, I did. Well, there you go. So, that's my Supercoach thought. Now, let's go preview. Any Supercoach questions you guys have, AFL Info Live on Instagram or Facebook, AFL Information, Trade Rumors and Results, or sub to this YouTube channel. Hit the like button too, guys, if you haven't already. We'll greatly appreciate you all. Costs absolutely nothing. And remember, memberships and donos are available. If there's a dono, I will comment in the comment section in this live stream. So greatly appreciate you all if you can do so. All right, let's go preview round 7. It's I went through the other games. So I don't know why. All right, I didn't put the graphic up before when I was reviewing the games. My apologies. Let's preview round 7. It starts off on Friday night on my birthday, April 28th. Friday night at Marvel Stadium. It's my Saints hosting the Power, 7:50 p.m. at Marvel Stadium. Hopefully the Saints can get a birthday win for me. Just knowing my luck, they'll lose because that's just what happens. They let you down at the time you want them to make you the most happy they could make you. Besides the grand final win, of course. Come on, Saints. Filippo, you youngster. Keep up the good work, mate. Membry's back. Kingy will be back soon. Rowe, Higo, Owens, and Winhager and co. Keep going well. Keep performing well. Hopefully we can get the win against Power, who will miss a few players too. They'll be missing Kane Farrell, potentially Charlie Dixon, and they're definitely losing. What's his name? Farrell, Toddy Marshall, who's concussed as well. So wait and see who comes in. Then Charlie Dixon is a chance to return this week. Just let him off, Ken. Let him have another week off. And Tommy Jonas, the skipper's out suspended, so for a week. I'm obviously going for my Saints, but fingers crossed we can get the job done. There. Saturday at 1:45 at the Gabba, Victorian time. Brisbane hosting the Dockers. I'm going the Brisbane Lions. 2:10 at the SCG. The Swans hosting the Giants. I'm going the Swans, but this will be an interesting clash. The Swans want to bounce back, and the Giants will want to make the Swans suffer again like Geelong did. Saturday twilight in Marcus Bonapelli's 200th game is the Bulldogs hosting the Hawks. The Bulldogs will get the job done for Marcus. And Josh Bruce still 4 to 8 weeks with that rib injury he copped on a week or two ago. Wish Brucey all the best of that. North Melbourne, 7:25 at the MCG. Saturday night, I'm going for Melbourne, obviously. West Coast and the Blues at Optus Stadium, 7:30 Victorian times. 7:30 p.m. Victorian time, Saturday night. Eagles, Blues. I'm going for the Blues, obviously. Luke Shuey, too's unfortunately going to miss in the next 2 months with an ankle/hamstring injury he suffered from the weekend. Wish Luke Shuey all the best. And it's probably, to be fair, his last season, the skipper. And Shannon Hearn may get back depending if he gets through training. Sunday games 1:10 at the MCG. It's the Bombers hosting Geelong. I've tipped Geelong, but this could go anyway. The Bombers are playing better than what some would have expected, like myself. Richmond and Gold Coast, Sunday at Marvel Stadium, 3:20 Vic time. Richmond Suns. I'm tipping. I've tipped Richmond, but we'll wait and see. I'm not so sure. I might change that. And Sunday, twilight, the Adelaide Oval, 4:40 Victorian time. The Crows hosting the Pies. This will be a ripper. I'm going to tip the Pies. And my final thoughts, guys, are simply this. You want me on Cameo? Head to cameo.com/CooperG. Merch. Would you want the merch? Comment below if you want to see the return of merch, the scoops, stubby holders, hats, T-shirts, face masks, etc. Stubby holders. Let me know what you think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate that. I've got plenty of more guests lined up, guys. I'm still chatting with clubs and players and managers, etc., draftees. But just trying to get it done. It's going to play the long game, unfortunately. I've been trying and trying. Who knows? I could message one tonight and they randomly say, yeah, let's set it up for next week. Done. That'd be great. But it doesn't always, unfortunately, happen like that. But until next Monday, now we're back in the normal time slot on Monday at 7 p.m. Thank you all. Until then, have a great one, guys. The most important thing of all to remember is go the Saints. And, of course, acknowledge me, the one. Go Saints. Stay on top and be on top till we're top. That's what the Power say, till they're top. Well, we are the Saints at the top. And we are the one.